Hey, yo.
Back hero.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gonna dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Get him out of here. I want him out of here.
He's black.
Get him out of here. Get that guy out of here right now.
No context. Welcome to SwordCast.
Put a plan in there. Put a fake fan in there. I don't want you to hold a sign over his face.
It says he's not black.
That says, hi, Mom.
All right.
Are you recording?
Yep.
Whoa, yo. What up? We're back.
Yeah.
The SwordCast.
Day late, my bad. I felt like crap yesterday.
A little late. I was out of town. Hero was sick. It was summer a couple days ago.
Except now it's cold.
Winter again.
And you know what happened?
Yeah.
I live in an old house and the water feeder on my boiler decided to fuck off.
Yep, it's cold down here.
Yeah, colder than a mug. Colder than a witch's heart. I heard an old guy say that before. Colder than a witch's teat.
Or Doom. As he gets older, he gets colder than the witch tit.
All right. Yeah.
Ah, man, yeah. It's cold. Episode 153. Yo, it was hilarious how you had Cloud when we botched the video game segment from last episode. Oh, man. That was really funny, bro.
Yeah, we pooped ourselves. But now
We
think
did.
we won't this time. Maybe. We'll see.
We did. We pooped ourselves. That was hilarious.
Tried to be slick. It's like, you know what happened? I got a steal. Had a fast break layup, and I tried. You remember in like middle school, niggas used to do the throw it to yourself and then self alley oop smack out.
Self alley oop, yeah.
And then I missed.
And
then I got pulled out the game.
The little underhand one.
Yeah. The Iverson.
Yeah.
And then if you was really had hops, you would smack. And like in 7th grade, you would smack out while you do it.
Hilarious,
bro.
Man.
Smacking out when you was in 7th grade, bro. If you could smack out, you was a fucking supreme athlete.
Yeah,
Dog.
that's facts. I was never a smacker outer,
bro. I used to smack out crazy. Because I couldn't dunk yet, so I just needed to make sure. No, I got hops, so here I'm finna smack out with my forearm,
right?
So y'all can really.
Man, or when a big man would drop step layup and smack out with two hands.
Two hands, hell yeah. And the whole backboard.
The whole backboard be moving, especially did you ever play a community college?
Fuck yeah, dog.
The rims be
right, and it's always kind of a heavy big fella.
Yeah,
who does
for sure.
that.
Thick boy.
But he be good though. He's not just a fat kid.
Right.
No, he's heavy, but he got game also.
Yep, big fella.
Right.
Oh man.
Excellent rebounder, but never jump somehow.
Man, hilarious. But let's go, man. Episode 153. We're back. What? Also, we are gonna go back and properly do the video game segment that got
it was good. It was really good.
Last time it was cool. Yeah, man, we're back. Episode 153. What are you into currently, my friend?
New show recommendation, and I actually think you might like this. I know you don't always like because I be trying to push you into things that don't necessarily all have scraps. But this show has it done like not every episode has a scrap, but when they have scraps,
they're worth it.
They're literally elite.
I mean, I like stuff like that. You know, one of my favorite movies is Twilight Samurai. There's like one or two fights in that movie, but
yeah,
it's a really good movie.
So there's this show. Probably people in the Discord know about it. Show on. I first discovered it when it was still in the UK, but I think it's on AMC Plus now, called Gangs of London.
Gangs of London,
bro. It's by first thing that's gonna get you on the hook. It's by Gareth Edwards, who did The Raid. He I think it's Gareth Edwards. The guy who did The Raid is the guy who created and directed the first season of the show. And it's like a gangster. It's like a modern day gangster kind of thing, where you've got like the main character is black, which is dope, and he's legit. Like he's like I don't necessarily know if he's a martial artist per se, but he's a good athlete, and they got him doing the stuff. Like
that's what's up.
He is brutal, bro. And he like goes undercover and has to. You get that. That's like a minor spoiler, but you get it in like the first or second episode. Either way, and he has to like take down this criminal organization. They describe it as Game of Thrones meets The Departed, but I think it's more like Game of Thrones meets the fucking Raid, bro. Like
that sounds.
The fight scenes are fucking. It's like the most violent show I think I've ever seen.
Oh,
like TV show.
Wow.
But it's like Enter the Badlands level.
I was gonna say Enter the Badlands got some violence,
but it's like more realistic than that. It's like brutal, like John Wick type fights.
Yeah, and
it's like jujitsu, hand to hand. The main character, that nigga. If we do our TV,
are there any what's the name of the show?
It's called Gangs of London. Any
like recognizable talent or
no, that's kind of well. There's a couple of Game of Thrones people that so like for our Game of Thrones folks, one of the main characters is the woman who played Lady Stark, not Sansa.
My bad. What's it called?
Catelyn Stark. Gangs of London.
Gangs of London.
For our Star Trek fans, Colomini, also known as Miles O'Brien, he's in it.
Oh, they got a black.
Yeah, he's like the main character. He's dope. He's super cool. Once we do our TV list of like action heroes, he's kind of in terms of a TV show based in realism, he might be the closest to Wick that I've seen.
What's this on?
It's on AMC Plus.
AMC Plus.
Also, the guy who played Salabah Joe, the black guy, the one black guy in the first couple of seasons of Game of Thrones, he's in it as well.
Oh, well, I see a screenshot that looks fire. So.
Yeah, bro, the fucking fight scenes are insane.
How did you find out about this show?
Gangs
of London.
I don't even remember, but I really think you would like it, Doug. Like, and it's not just the main character. Like every main character, because there's like a few different factions. Everybody got a scene where it's like, yo, that motherfucker is insane, or that motherfucker is a fucking brutal killer, like badass.
All right, I'm gonna light spoiler. I'm just gonna look at a clip of a fight scene from this show.
Okay, let's get your live reaction. It's probably doing the stuff. All right,
let's see what we got here.
Is it the black guy fighting?
Yeah, of course, that's what I looked at. Of course, it's the black guy. Oh. Oh, single leg takedown. Okay. Heel hook. Oh no, I love this. Oh! Oh no, I'm watching this show tonight. I already saw enough. I stopped it in the middle.
That shit is brutal.
I'm watching it tonight.
And it's like the plot is cold too, bro. Like,
I also love. I'm a fan of he's on the job. He still got his coat on.
Yeah, bro. That nigga's out to handle business, bro. Like, fuck it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fucking dope. It's already in my top 10 favorite shows ever.
I'm gonna literally watch it. That I just saw enough.
Yeah. It might enter into my top 5.
Looks amazing. Yeah, it might be tough to watch. He says on AMC Plus.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's if you got Roku, you can.
Oh, I got Roku.
I mean, it's not free. You might have to do like a trial or something, but it's worth it, bro.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm watching it tonight. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fucking brutal, dog.
That looks
and like every episode, or maybe like every other episode, has a crazy fight scene like that, dog.
Yeah, that looks great. I need some. The only two like shows that I love is really outside of Star Wars stuff is like Warrior and Into the Badlands. So I'm excited. I'm watching it.
Shout out to Elliot because bro, I'm telling you, when we do our TV action guys, like Elliot needs to. That's the main character's name. He needs to be on there, bro. I don't know if he's a 1 seed, but he's
in there. Well, I mean,
he's gonna make the list, bro.
We got some. Yeah. I'm watching this.
I don't know. I mean, you got Sonny, you got Assam. I don't know. But he'll make a run. He's good.
We got to. I like this. This looks like a really something I would like. I'm watching.
Bro. I love it.
Crazy.
I love it.
Right. Thank
you. So shout out to anybody in the Discord if you're fans of Gangs of London. F's in the chat or whatever. Isn't that what they do? G's in the chat. I don't know. I'm too old for that shit, bro.
Yeah, me too. Me as well, sir.
We don't even have a chat on here.
Sure don't.
Hey, Noveliss, and here comes Sober Hippie. Hey, Noveliss and Hero, you guys should do a live chat so we can bro. I don't know how to do that shit, dog.
I'm a caveman. What are you talking about?
I mean, sure. Can I do it? Sure.
If Hero doesn't know how to do it, I don't know how to do it times 10. Well, literal caveman.
Dog. It's hilarious. I mean, could I learn how to do it? Of course, but sometimes I don't be feeling like doing that shit.
Literal caveman.
Also, it's only me doing this shit. Shout out to Noveliss. He does all of the. No, seriously, he does all of the prep. But in terms of the technology, that's me only.
I do 0% of the tech.
He does all the. If you want some behind the scenes nuggets, Noveliss does all the game prep. Like he writes up the game plan, and I do the technology.
Yep.
Teamwork.
Team no tech. But yeah, man, that's what's up. I'm gonna definitely check that show out. I have recently kind of rediscovered my love for the Guyver.
Yeah. He was trying to get me excited about it yesterday, but I was fucking dead, bro.
Sick.
I feel you, but also
I feel like crap.
Right.
When I was a kid, man, I loved the Guyver, bro. Yeah, the anime and the movies were like there's a definitely in the Blockbuster Video Hall of Fame for
sure.
Me and my brother, for sure.
Shout out to Edmund's brother Rob. He put us. I think he put me on the Guyver. I assume he put Edmund on as well. But he had a couple of the movies that we used to watch. We had a couple toys too.
Yeah, so the anime series, right? The original. So
I never watched the anime. I only watched the show. The anime is cold.
The old one. I like the old one. So there was like a OVA that came out in probably 1986 or something. That one, from my understanding, was just kind of a random thing they did. It doesn't really go with the manga or nothing. And then the good one to me is the one that it's only 12 episodes, but I think it was kind of aired from 1989 to 92, and it's just that I forgot about it, but dude, I remember my initial experience with that was bad because I saw it and I was like, oh my, this is the coolest looking person I've ever seen, right? Like the Guyver is, it's like a cross between Power Rangers, like Ultraman,
some super
Kamen Rider,
yeah. And, what's the Superhuman Samurai?
Yeah, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. This is a cross between all those types of things, but it's violent.
And the suit is organic, isn't it?
Yes, it kind of reminds me of like Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
It's the suit is organic. It's some alien technology.
I always used to get confused about this. Isn't he like dead? Kinda? Isn't he like sort of like a zombie?
No, so he's a guy, and the Guyver is like it's like a symbiote. It's like a symbiote.
And it's like feeding off of him.
It kind of like Venom a little bit, but basically it's some sweaty sci-fi. Like I think you would like it. So it's basically so in the Guyver, it's like it's this company called Kronos, right? And Kronos is like this shady government organization, and like they are like taking over the world, and everybody in Kronos can like turn into these monsters. And then you find out that these aliens were actually there millions of years ago, and they actually created humanity.
Holy shit.
Right? They actually created humanity to use them as an army. But then after they created, a bunch of humans, they left, right? Then the government, Kronos, they actually find I want to say they're called xenoids. I'm not sure if I remember, but they actually find a xenoid spaceship, and they basically like start uncovering all this information about what the aliens were doing there millions of years ago. And the government organization Kronos decides that they want to continue what the aliens were doing and like breed these like xenoid monsters, and basically you are looking at it for as like a step in human evolution, right? So the Guyver is a piece of alien technology that is really powerful, and there's 3 Guyvers. There's only 3 Guyvers, and the Kronos wants that because the Guyver is the only thing that can like stop them, right? Because it's like super powerful. This dude named Sho ends up getting it. He literally finds it while Kronos is looking for it, and it just bonds with him. And it like he's got these things in his back, and whenever he needs it, it's so sweet. He just Guyver, and then it just comes to him, and he just becomes the Guyver. And there's 2 other ones. The Guyver 3 is sweet. Guyver 2 is bad. But anyway,
is the Guyver 2? Is this a white guy?
Yeah, I think he's like a European dude. The Guyver 2, he's a bad guy, and then Guyver 3 is another kind of anti-hero type.
This makes it look like this is like the suit.
Oh no, that's the second one. Okay, so that's the movie.
Right.
So in the movie, I'll talk about the movie in a second. But did you know that guy right there, David Hayter, I think that's the dude that does Snake's voice in Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that he was in. I just didn't recognize him because this was young Hayter. But yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the anime. That's the premise of the anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the anime that I love is the one from the 89 to about 92. Dog, I remember renting this from Blockbuster with my brother and being super excited about it. Like this Guyver goes into that bin of like Ninja Scroll, Ghost in the Shell, Akira. I put The Matrix in there too because that's just like one of those movies that just blew my mind and like changed my taste and everything. You know what I'm saying? So like, I put The Matrix in there too. Like, but this is one of those like mind blowing, like, mind altering things that we saw as kids, right? So anyway, bro, about 5 episodes into the Guyver, the 89 one, bruh, he dies the most gruesome death ever. Like, bruh, cause so Kronos created this thing called Enzyme. It's like this super powerful monster that they made to like defeat the Guyver. Bruh, he fights this thing. Oh my god! And like the 5th episode, and it like cuts his arm off, and then he like hits this thing with his most powerful attack and like kills it, and it just comes back and Lord. It impales him and cuts his arm off, dog. And then if you get the Guyver, I forget what it's called, but the centerpiece in the head, if they rip that out, you die because the Guyver if you don't have that, it will feed on your will feed on your flesh, and it pulls it out, and then his body just gets instantly like decayed by the Guyver dog, and then the thing like, and then he still gets up and attacks the enzyme monster, but then the enzyme monster like explodes, and its blood is like made to kill the Guyver, so then its blood like gets on him and like just melts him to nothing. Like, it's horrifying, bro. And I literally cried and stopped watching it. And then I remember I didn't watch it again until I was like probably like 18 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I just went back and I was like, oh, he like comes back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's okay.
So I gotta real quick. I'm gonna pin this because I want to come back to this. A movie or movies that you saw as a kid, but like couldn't handle it for whatever reason, and like vowed to come back to as an adult, and then conquered it. Because I got one that I'll talk about.
That's a great topic. So the anime, and then I finish it, but I love the 89 to 92 anime. It's fire. The music is awesome. It's in that like. It's in that. So
I love the way it's animated.
I love it. So it's it's old, right? The animation isn't like groundbreaking or nothing, but it's.
But you're right though, because I remember I had a bad take when I said that some of those '90s animes, some of them did not age well. Yeah, but some of them did, man. Like
like
rewatching Gundam Wing.
And I can't explain it. It's not like
the colors.
That's what it is. It's the colors and the music and
it's epic.
And it's epic. It's violent. Mm-hmm. It's super violent. The story is really good. And like I said, like it has its moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not quite, because I was thinking about this. It's like somewhere in between. It's above Fist of the North Star animation wise. Mm-hmm. Not quite Dragon Ball level. Like, but it's like a step behind that, but above Fist of the North. So somewhere in between those two, like old shows that were out and popular around that same time. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, bro, it's the colors, it's the music, it's like just the 90s just aesthetic of this show that I really love. And then the movies, right? Like the first Guyver movie, it's okay. It's not as good as the second one. The second one, cheesy acting, absolutely, bruh. The fight scenes. So I was super into the second movie when I was a kid. Like, I absolutely adored the second movie. This second movie is incredible, and so I was kind of looking into this. So they got so Koichi Sakamoto is like the main choreographer that did all the Power Ranger stuff.
Oh, nice.
And he's like a legend when it comes to I don't know, there's got to be a name for this, like this suit, like that type of just movies.
It's called I think it's just called like I'll find it. I think it's
do you know
like
what I mean?
Sentai,
this like Super Sentai type of characters or whatever. And he's like one of the goats of that genre. So it's actually him in the suit most of the time. So just to look, because when I was a kid, I actually had I used to watch the
tokusatsu.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
A genre featuring live action and colorful special effects aimed at children. Super Sentai, Kamen Rider,
okay,
superhero time, blah 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 blah. Yep.
Yeah. So like the second movie, so he's like the guy doing most of the fight stuff. Then they had another actor. So they literally had one guy do all the fights. Then they had one guy wear the suit and that was nice. Anthony Houck, who was like another martial artist guy around that time. And then the dude that plays Snake, that in the Metal Gear games, that's the main actor in the second one, David Hayter. He just he doesn't even put the suit on at all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So does he play the character?
He is the character.
Right. Okay.
He just doesn't in the actual making of the film, he never actually puts the suit on.
So to be clear, tokusatsu is the larger genre of like basically like superhero shit, including kaiju and other stuff like that. And then specifically Sentai is the genre of like the Power Ranger looking robot.
Word up. So that's what this is, right? Yeah. So the second Guyver movie, man, like bro, it's if you watch it now, you will laugh at how sweet the fights are. It's hilarious because this came out in 1994. The fights they're so good. It's nuts, and even the sounds that his suit makes. Like, I love it. It's amazing, and I've seen like a lot of behind the scenes on the making of that movie, and it's just crazy how much it takes to do something like that. Like I said, the first film's not special. The second one, I love it. It's super corny with the acting, but the fighting is amazing. The action scenes are amazing. I would love to see this get some type of revival. That would be incredible.
I think it's a big enough property that it
oh my goodness, it 100% is, bro. Like they should really think about doing something like that. I'd love to see Scott Adkins play if it was like an American movie. I'd love to see Scott Adkins play the main character, but yeah, because his kick, the Boyka kick, it's actually a Guyver kick. He got it from the Guyver, and he'll tell you, like, he's said it a million times. I've watched some of his interviews before, and he said it. But the second Guyver movie is fire, so that's what I've been into. I've been just like revisiting all the Guyver stuff because it was just one of the coolest things that I was really into growing up. So shout out to the Guyver. But yeah, man, wrestling recap. Look, man. I'm taking J-List to SummerSlam,
hey!
Dog. Let's go. SummerSlam is coming to Detroit August 5th. We in there. I obviously not telling him. His birthday is on May 6th. I'm going to give him the tickets for his birthday.
Nice.
Dog, let's go. I can't wait. I'm excited. Don't ruin this for me, Vince.
Does he listen to the pod?
He does sometimes, but I'm gonna make sure he don't listen to this one. Don't ruin this for me, Vince. Yeah, we're gonna do Roman Reigns
versus Roman Reigns.
Gonna be we're gonna clone him.
Has anybody ever done that before? Like a one-on?
Dog, what? They did Undertaker versus Undertaker in the 90s. Yes, that's so stupid. And then remember NWO had fake Sting.
Yeah, I remember that
and all that. But yeah, man. So it looks like we're getting. It looks like we're getting Orange Cassidy versus Adam Cole.
Oh, so
we all know what's gonna happen. Shout out to Orange Cassidy, man. He had a nice run. His run has been actually one of the best title runs in AEW history.
It's fucked up that they were already talking about how he had a nice run because we know he's
gonna lose to Adam Cole. You guys already know how I feel about Adam Cole. Yeah. But I will say this: I'm glad he's back wrestling, because he did have a very scary injury and it was looking like he wasn't gonna wrestle again. And there are people that like him, so
yeah, he's a draw for sure.
He's a draw. So whatever. But with that said, I am looking forward to this pillar thing with MJF. I'm kind of into that right now. I'm into that. I'm into the heel turn of Blackpool Combat Club. I think that's dope. I love Bryant. When Danielson is a heel, he is so extra and over the top. And I love it.
It works.
It's like he's doing this like this ultra wrestling, pro wrestling. Amateurs. He's doing this like pro wrestling over the top. And then when he was doing the vegan jerk when he was in WWE, the environmentalist, hyper environmentalist vegan jerk, that was hilarious.
That weird ass like tiki,
bro. There was a fan that had a sign at the ramp and it said this sign was made with paper, and he took it and ripped it up. But yeah, I think he's an underrated heel, man. He's hilarious when he's a heel. So shout out to him. Like I said, I'm super excited for SummerSlam, man. There's so much potential like with this card. I really hope, and it's not till August, so we'll see what happens. But like, I just hope they do. Like, I hope Gunther is still the champion going to SummerSlam. Like, dog, we could get Gunther versus Matt Riddle. Oh my gosh, we could get. I heard they're about to finally start pushing Chad Gable. Who's one of my favorite wrestlers.
After like 5 or 6 years?
Oh, more than that, probably. But I would love for him to get a look. Maybe get like Austin Theory for the United States title or something. I think it's time to do Seth versus Roman. And
I think he
get
should
that
be the
belt
one
up.
that takes the
I do
title.
too. Same here. And
Like,
I think
fuck Cody,
and
bro.
I think he should. I think we should do that at SummerSlam and get that thing off of him. But we'll see. But I'm excited for SummerSlam. But what I want to talk about with wrestling today is we kind of had an interesting conversation in the Discord between arguably the two biggest wrestling characters of all time. Definitely the two characters that make you, that allowed you to just suspend all of your disbelief and just like completely buy into the nonsense and the comic book nature of professional wrestling. Especially growing up, and that's Undertaker and Sting, right? Two, like I said, it's probably the two best wrestling characters, and two wrestlers who have just never wrestled each other, were in two separate companies, but always were being compared to each other.
Yep.
So, in talking about Undertaker and Sting, just which one were you more of a fan of growing up? And we'll start with that.
I mean, obviously Sting for me. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. He's just a walking, talking comic book character. Even before Crow Sting, which was the Sting that I fell in love with. I mean, Surfer Sting was before most of our times. We'd have to go back because he was Surfer Sting when we were alive, but like WCW wasn't available to watch that easily back then. By the time they made the move to Turner, he was already transitioning into Crow Sting. So that's the one that I fell in love with. Retroactively, Surfer Sting is dope and is probably the most dynamic version of him as a wrestler. But like he took the character to a whole different level when he went Crow Sting, and he just became like an anti-hero, like Batman, Wolverine, Lobo, like you take any classic. I just called Batman an anti-hero, which he kind of is because he just be abusing homeless folks. But like any classic comic book anti-hero, and that's what Sting was doing in real life. And that shit was just crazy. Like I had never seen anything like that before. So
right.
Definitely Sting for me.
That's what's up, man. So like you said, bro, I think that, so for me, right, I was a kid. If I think about my very first like favorite wrestler, like at the earliest I was watching wrestling, it would probably be. So I started watching wrestling. I think I started playing the game. Remember the game? What was that? The
WCW versus NWO World Tour?
No, not that one. The one on Sega where you would like hit them and like they had like chicken and turkey come out of your kazoo.
WrestleMania, arcade game. Yeah, man, that game was crazy.
Pin him! And like tombstones would be coming out of the Undertaker,
right?
And like weights coming out of Lex
Luger, right?
So that was one of my earliest memories of wrestling. But I think if I were to sit here, I think my first favorite wrestlers was like definitely Ultimo Dragon, Rob Van Dam, and then probably Sting and Undertaker, bro. Like I was a big fan of both of these guys when I was a kid. I think that for me, nothing tops the Sting versus NWO stuff. Being there for that in real time as a child was completely ridiculous. Like I was, like it was like I would beg and cry for me to be able to stay up and watch the end of Nitro because it was like that small chance that Sting would show up. You know what I'm saying? At the end. Remember, he was always showing up at the end. Yep. And then, we gotta go. Right. And then it would like go off. So I loved Sting, and I really loved Undertaker too, man. Like I just said, with the Sting versus NWO feud, yes. But also another feud that really like just had me as a kid, Undertaker and Mankind. Like,
yeah, that was a good one.
I was horrified of Mankind when he first came to WWF.
That sucks that they kind of turned him into a comedy character.
Yeah, he definitely
like when he first arrived, he was.
Yes, especially if you like seen some of his WCW stuff, Cactus Jack, ECW stuff, like they definitely
I also just remember the fucking WrestleMania 2000 game.
Yeah, the black cartridge.
Bro, he was fucking impossible to beat on.
Yes, dog.
He was so hard to beat on that fucking game.
Durability, toughness, and 1 million. But yeah, Undertaker. And if I had to pick, that's kind of tough. I think as a kid, I think I'd say Sting. For me, but it's closer than people would think, because I
was surprised to hear how close it was for you.
Yeah, I would say Sting, but I did really love The Undertaker when I was a kid.
I did like The Undertaker.
Yeah, especially like I was into it, man. Like I loved his Mankind stuff. He always had good matches with Shawn Michaels. I was like one of the most memorable pay-per-views for me was SummerSlam 97 with him versus Bret, even though, the match ended with a chair shot and all that. But that was just a huge match for me because my brother was Bret Hart was his favorite wrestler. 97 at the time for me, 97, I was Undertaker. Like, that was probably him and Sting were my favorite wrestlers probably in 97. So I was very much like, that was a pay-per-view where me and my brother were like, sitting Indian style 2 inches away from the TV, like, you know what I'm saying, like fighting each other like during the match because it's getting mad at the other, you know what I'm saying.
Bro, hold on, you just brought back us. I texted Noveliss the other day, like, bro, I just accidentally watched a bunch of nostalgic shit and now I'm sad.
Nostalgia definitely has like a negative.
It's like a beautiful sadness. It's like, because I'm just thinking about like me and Edmund and some of my other friends, like me and Edmund, shout out to Randall Glassran in the chat as well. He was a part of this, where like you'd be sitting watching fucking, whether it's Power Rangers or playing your fucking whatever game with like a box of open pizza just on the floor.
Yeah, right
next to you. And like your toy, like you might have a toy that's like in the pizza box.
In the pizza box, and like probably got some Pop Rocks spilling
in the carpet,
right?
Your parents about to be mad.
You probably put the Pop Rocks in a pop can, and now they're like bubbling and shooting out of the pop can. Nonsense.
Just not
sugar,
fuck,
pizza, staining the carpet.
Yeah, bro. Going to. You remember Leaps and Bounds, dog?
Leaps and Bounds was fire.
He used to slap the
Leaps and
the
Bounds.
rat pizza at Chuck E. Cheese.
Good times, man. But yeah, like that SummerSlam 97, Heart and Soul, that was a big pay-per-view. But if I had to pick it, like I said, it's closer than you think, but I might go with Sting there. But so out of the two, so you pick Sting, and this is another interesting conversation we had, because me personally, I think The Undertaker was better in the ring. I think Sting, and we talked about this, right? Like, my personal opinion on this is, I think Sting was always good. Yeah,
you mentioned this.
I think Sting was always good. I think he was good from the 80s, and he's still good now. Yeah. I think Sting was always good in the ring. I think The Undertaker started off bad. Mm-hmm. I think he got good, right? He's like, he moves impressively for a big guy.
Yep.
But then, like, kind of from like that, like they call it the ruthless aggression era, like from then and then like into the like later 2000s, past 2005, 2006, like the WrestleMania stuff with Shawn Michaels, he was like legit good in the ring. Like he had some submission game. Like he was a legit very good in the ring, and I think he got better than Sting over time. Like I said, I think Sting was better in the ring always, but I think Undertaker hit a level that Sting never hit in the ring. That's just my opinion.
I respect it. I think you're right. He got better for my, and again, this is all subjective, right? Like there's some taste. I have different taste in wrestling than a lot of typical wrestling fans do. For my personal taste, I thought that Surfer Sting and early Crow Sting were to me, that's that level. I mean, Undertaker was definitely good, but for my taste, I don't think he ever got to that level.
Word. And I just remember, like, I think the match, so I liked Undertaker. He lost me when I was in high school with the, like, doing the motorcycle and all that.
The American Badass.
Dog, so whack.
Weird.
And that's always been, like, just as an old, this being an adult now, like, looking back, like, I have so many questions just about his like him outside of wrestling. Like this is a guy who, and it's like
kind of told on himself right then.
He's never like made that mistake of like just saying something racist, and it's like, but this dude does all the stuff, dog. Like he is a American flag, like loves the cops. You know what I'm saying? like he's from Texas. He's right wing everything. Like it's just like. I have so many questions, but
and you know what was funny is that like I would have thought it would have been Stone Cold, but like he's kind of
the opposite.
Yeah, like
it
was so super surprising.
And it's like, you know, I have questions on there, but you know, in terms of just the wrestling stuff, like I was a big Undertaker fan, man, and so what happened was I was kind of out on him in high school because I hated the motorcycle stuff.
Agreed.
Then he kind of got back to being Undertaker, and then I remember him. I want to say it was No Way Out 2006. I was a senior. He wrestles Kurt Angle and dog.
This is Perk Angle era.
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah.
Kirk was still, he was, yeah, that's probably Perk
I think
Angle.
I underrated how good he was. He was really good.
Oh, God. He was
really good.
Amazing. One of the best all time.
Yeah.
But this match, Undertaker, Kurt Angle, No Way Out 2006, one of my favorite matches of all time. It's literally a mat-based, like, classic match. Like, and that's when I was like, dog, Undertaker is, like,
you got some tech.
Cold.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that match in high school, and nobody was watching wrestling at that time. Like this was the time where everybody had stopped watching it. So I just like would obsess over this match to myself. You know what I'm saying?
It had fallen out of pop culture for sure by that.
Facts. But yeah, man, Undertaker, man. You know, if I didn't have so many questions about him, I think he would undoubtedly be in my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. It's just I got some questions, dog. I need him to. You gotta just come out and say something supportive of black people,
right?
Or I just can't.
You know what though? To as hard as I've been on him lately, like in terms of top 10 WWE wrestlers ever,
he would be in my top 5.
He would be in my top 10.
If we're doing just WWE, he's definitely in my top 5 for sure. But shout out to both of them, man. Just like I said, the two wrestlers that definitely made us like buy into the nonsense and the art that professional wrestling is, probably more than any other wrestlers. Dog, I remember another pay-per-view order, Unforgiven. I don't remember what year it was, dog. They did the Inferno match with him and Kane, and the ropes were on fire.
I think that was that still in the 90s? Was that like
that was 90, in the 90s.
Like
that was
98,
like
99?
98 around that time. That match was insane.
I feel like I might have watched that one live. I never used to watch pay-per-views.
Yeah, I watched that live. I remember I watched Royal Rumble live when the first Hell in a Cell match when he freaking killed Mankind.
Bro, that's like the worst bump of all time.
Ever.
Like, this shit is crazy.
Hey, just throw me off of
off of a building.
Dog, oh my God.
Throw me off a 30-foot building,
bro. That
please.
was insane. That was so crazy, bro. And then he like got his teeth knocked out because I think the way that he landed,
oh my God,
it was horrible, bro.
Also, man, shout out to like, it was a big deal for Mankind to be able to take the bump, but like, shout out to Undertaker for
literally not throwing him to his death.
He had to throw him like perfectly right.
If he would have went past the table, he would have died.
Or before
the table. Ah!
Like
that's horrible.
Damn.
And then they was doing like boiler room brawls, and I think like that might be that like Ministry of Darkness Undertaker from the late 90s is probably my favorite. But yeah, man, shout out to wrestling. I didn't watch the new episode of Mando yet. It is Wednesday.
Before we move on, just a quick Sting note. I'm sure you are always caught up on wrestling, but like, how about a retro Sting promo yesterday?
Oh, I love that.
That was
dope. And I love that he was like name dropping people, and he said what up to Kevin Nash. Like
I love that.
He kind of recapped his history a little bit.
Hell yeah, bro.
That was really dope, man.
And also we have a joke. I don't know if this might be just an inside joke between us, but we haven't done it on a SwordCast. But there's a GIF of of Sting doing his yell, and it cuts out like at the perfect moment. And it just he did it again in his promo, and it just reminded me, bro, like that nigga is hilarious.
Nah,
bro.
he is. And like
He got it from Ric Flair, right? It's like his version of the Ric Flair woo. But over time, it's just turned into like a scream.
It's hilarious. And that's another thing about Sting, man. Like, he is now. We just talked about what I think Undertaker did better. Sting is the greatest of all time at reinventing himself. No questions asked.
And unfortunately, Chris Jericho might be second because we hate him. But Sting for sure.
But facts. Sting definitely, like, even going from silent Sting and then Wolfpack Sting was like mad charismatic.
Loud. For a minute, Wolfpack Sting was my favorite.
Yeah,
Sting.
you know what I'm saying though. Like that, like the personality that he ended up kind of carrying after. WCW, and like even just from after that Silent Crow era, he really evolved from Wolfpack Sting. You know what I'm saying to him, and because Wolfpack Sting was like Surfer Sting in the Crow paint, though. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But like with a little bit more edge.
Yeah. So it was dope, man. So shout out to Undertaker and Sting, dog. Oh man, when Sting had the fake Sting mask off and then had the fake mask on and then took the fake mask off.
Dog, when Sting joined the Wolfpack, that's like one of my best childhood memories ever.
Yes, man.
Because just the whole idea of like a face version of the NWO.
Yeah, he was terrorizing NWO. I like when I was a kid, I didn't know what I was watching, so like Starrcade wasn't a big deal to me. But just like looking back on it and like knowing that whole story, I feel like WCW, that was their drop, not his. Like they really messed that up. Which just one? Like everybody involved, like Hogan not wanting to lose.
Oh,
and
the first one.
Yeah, the Starrcade 97. Hogan not wanting to lose, and like them. Oh, we'll do this stupid count thing with Bret Hart, and then like Nick Patrick didn't even count fast. So then it was like they just messed that up. Like just lose.
Yeah,
just lose.
That's the perfect way to encapsulate that whole story.
Well, come on, man! I can't lose clean. Not to that nigger Earth. He's not even black.
Right. He's one of them long hairs from California. I bet he likes black folks. Fuck it.
God, terrible. But yeah, man. Moving on. Mandalorian. We're not gonna talk about the new episode. We're gonna talk about the last week's episode because the new one just came out today. Let's go.
Yeah.
This is what we talked about, right? Like they kind of pump fake us with that. So the last two episodes are always 10 out of 10, but they always pump fake us with that like third to last episode.
Yep.
And then you get scared because there's only 2 episodes left, and you're kind of like, where are we headed here?
Yep.
But this episode was fire.
Yes, sir.
It was dope, man. I love first of all, I love all this Mandalorian stuff. The Mandalorian's coming together. I love Grogu operating IG-11.
Bro, Krang.
Dog, Krang Grogu. Krang. I love that. I love Grogu operating. That's so funny that I did my Krang impression like that because it shows that I value the 2012 Ninja Turtle show over the one from the 80s.
Also, Grogu.
No. Hilarious. That was sweet. Dog, that whole the scene on Mandalore when they get ambushed, that was like one of the best scenes that they've had.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy.
With the Mandalorian stormtroopers.
Yeah, bro, like that was nuts. And obviously the Moff Gideon return fire. I love
the crazy suit,
bro. The suit was nuts.
That shit looks sweet as hell.
And I love their commitment to him as a villain because I think last season when he lost, I think we were all kind of like, oh, that's it for him?
Come on, dog.
You know what I mean? But like this is good stuff, man. Like I've obviously been super high on Bo-Katan and all the Bo-Katan stuff. That's been really, really amazing. And just this episode was just really good, man. I loved it.
Yep, agreed.
I'm excited to see the finale. I have not watched it. You did, so don't say nothing.
I got nothing.
but yeah, man. I mean, that's all I can say. This was really good episode, but it's like it just makes you want to watch the next one. So I'm gonna have to wait until I watch the next one. But we got some Black Mandalorians too.
Yeah, bruh. Hell yeah. There was one where, like, I think it was the episode before this one or maybe it was this one. I can't remember. But, like, there was one Mandalorian that gave, like, an order to to his squadron, and I immediately was like, oh yeah, he's black. Hell yeah. My dog. I don't know which one it is, but I fuck with him, bro. Give him a whole series. Make it happen.
Give him his own show. But yeah, I love it, man. I'm loving this. I just love Mandalorian combat too. I'm a fan of the short hops with the jetpack.
Dog, yes. Bro, they be wave dashing with the fucking right.
I love it. Like momentary jet boost for this punch real quick.
Yeah. Hyper jet pack knee.
Dog, love it. So good. But yeah, bro. All right. Before we do this, right, we're gonna get in. So this is gonna kind of take the place of our top 5, right? Last time we were supposed to give you guys this about you video game segment. Now, last time we actually did it, but we lost the sound.
Yeah, I tried to get pretty with some cool stuff, and then I missed the layup.
So again, I will put this template in the Discord if anybody wants to do that. Didn't do it, and we got some information about our taste in video games.
Yep. All right.
Who's going first?
I'll go first real quick since I'm already here.
Let's get it.
And I have it so I can actually read.
Nice.
The stuff. So this is actually better this time.
Is the sound working? Is it recording?
Yes, I can see that their sound is working.
Is it recording?
It is recording.
All right.
I got PTSD now. I've been stuck. All right. So, question number 1.
Yeah, PTSD. No.
Favorite game of all time. If you've watched literally one episode of the SwordCast
from any time,
right? I mention it literally every single time. Video game. Shenmue. Favorite video game of all time.
Let's go.
Shenmue, dog. Love it. I mean, has it aged super? Actually, yes. Has the first Shenmue aged well? Hell yeah, it has, dog. I go back and play that game on like Dreamcast, like every couple of years.
Right.
Fucking amazing. So glad they actually brought the whole catalog to PS5 or PS store. So
that's fire.
I played 1 and 2 back to back to get ready for Shenmue 3, which I loved, and I really hope Shenmue 3 did okay. I don't know that they got quite enough money to get a Shenmue 4 going, but I hope they do, because they will have a customer for me forever. Shout out to Shenmue. All right, favorite game series. I actually forgot what my answer is for this. Let's find out. Oh no, yes, no, I know what it is. Of course, I know what it is. Mass Effect.
Hey, Shepard.
Yes, bro. I named my first Shepard, and to this day, his name has remained the same. Because you could tell the era of when this first game came out. I named that nigga Barack Shepard. Because I think the first Mass Effect game came out in like 2006, right? When he was like rising up through politics. I was like, hilarious. Oh, that's my guy. Barack Shepard. Yeah, man, Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3. I'll even throw in Mass Effect 4. I always talk about how the game sucks, but the story sucks. The gameplay, combat, best sci-fi third-person combat ever. Really, really, really fun, but the story is trash. And I was in denial for a while.
And that was the 4th one, right?
That was Mass Effect Andromeda. It's like they spent all of their like upgrade points on like combat, but then they were like, "Hey, wait, we actually got to make a video game out of this.
We're making a game,
right? Let's just kind of throw some shit together, or whatever." But the gameplay is very, very good. All right, best soundtrack. This was a tricky one for me, man, because I love music, obviously. I had a couple of different options, but I ended up going with the one that makes me smile and the one that I always like think about when I think about best soundtrack. Marvel versus Capcom 2, dog.
I want to take you for a ride.
Does it have the most epic soundtrack? No, but like, bro, like
It's like acid jazz.
yo, who thought to put an acid jazz soundtrack to a fighting game, and why does it work perfectly?
And it's like not even just the stages all have fire music.
Yes, bro.
It's so good.
Love it. Favorite protagonist, man. So this one, depending on if I had have answered this question 2 years ago, I would have had a different answer. But I was late, man. I was late to the party, and I forgot about my guy. I didn't give him his just due. I thought he was overrated back in the 90s because I didn't give the game a fair shake, bro. But I get it now, man. CLIII Strife.
Oh, let's go!
I get it, bro.
Late to the Final Fantasy party, dog.
I never finished it, bro. When I first played Final Fantasy VII, I played like the first little when you're still in Midgar. Because I never owned it. I didn't have a PlayStation until like damn near PlayStation 2 came out. So I would, have to play at somebody else's house. But when I finally did get a PlayStation, I was only playing Metal Gear. That's all I cared about. When I finally gave Final Fantasy a full shot, like as an adult, I was like, oh no. Cloud is the fucking man. My bad. I was wrong. I was tripping. My fault, dog. So shout out to CLIII Strife. Favorite villain, I kind of cheated here because this guy is an anti-hero. Kinda, and has been a flat out hero sometimes, and he also is a version of a guy who could have been my favorite protagonist, so I'm gonna go with Snake.
Hey,
but not Solid Snake. We're gonna go with Naked Snake, aka Big Boss. I think that's
let's go.
Venom Snake, I don't know, whatever. No, Venom Snake, spoiler alert, is somebody else.
Somebody else, yeah.
But yeah, shout out
great pick
to Big Boss himself. Best story, bro,
dog, ever in a game. Just if you I mean, I know they are making a Metal Gear movie, but these stories, man, like they're insane.
It's like, bro, Kojima is just a madman, dog. Like,
oh my goodness, I always tell that story. I did a presentation on him when I was in college, and there was a wrestler named Kojima, and when I started my presentation, I pulled up that picture of the wrestler, and I was like, "Oh, wrong Kojima," and nobody laughed. Oh my god, that was when I was.
Well, actually,
that was probably like the nerdiest moment of my life.
Hey man, I'm with it. I can relate.
Like I literally was just like, moving on.
Yeah, tough crowd, huh?
We guys don't play video games and watch wrestling, huh?
What are you guys, some fucking losers?
Stupid.
You guys are nerds. Speaking of best stories,
you guys watch the news?
You're watching BET. Speaking of best stories, I actually did not go with Metal Gear Solid here. I went with another game because of this, bro. Because of this question. Hey, I am a lily white ginger woman with a bow and arrow, and I gotta fight against a fucking robot Godzilla. But it's in the past, kinda, because everyone is like kind of in the Stone Age still. How the fuck did we get
this
here?
world get like this?
And Horizon Zero Dawn said, all right, you want to know the answer? Here's why. And you know what? I'll allow it.
It works.
I was like, you know what?
Dog.
I'll buy it. Acceptable. What a fucking crazy, and to me it's like somebody in like the writing room was like, all right guys, I got it. Fucking bow and arrows against robot dinosaurs. Go. How are we gonna get there? Fuck it. Who cares?
Who cares? We'll figure it out
later.
Make
it happen. And the writers were like, all right, man, like, okay. And then they pulled out a miracle because that story is fucking amazing.
And then the weapons work.
They do, bro, and it like makes sense. The combat makes sense. Like, nah, bro, I'm finna find the gearbox that makes your fucking shit run. I'm gonna tear off the ammo. I'm gonna tear off the armor, and I'm gonna shoot you right in the fucking breather. Right in the goddamn gearbox and fucking blow your whole shit up.
Right in the breather.
Right in the fucking off switch, nigga.
Man.
Power down, guys. I fucking love the. I'm actually replaying Horizon Zero Dawn. I kind of made a mistake of starting a new game plus for Horizon Forbidden West, but not finishing it because I started playing something else. And now the DLC has just come out today. And I can't play it because I gotta fucking beat the game again.
Oh,
so I'm like,
no.
shit. I think the same thing happened to you for Ghost.
It did. Yeah, I had to beat the game again.
I mean, which is fine. Like I love the game. But...
I beat Ghost of Tsushima like 5 times.
Yeah. So, anyways, game that I have played. Have not played but want to. I forgot what I put for here. What is this? Oh, BioShock. Yeah. So,
hey.
BioShock is a game. It's a story-driven game that I hear a lot of people that I respect say that this game has an amazing story.
BioShock came out in
like 2007.
I was gonna say, it's an older game.
It was around the same time as Mass Effect. Mm-hmm. I remember them kind of being compared to one another. I mean, the games aren't similar at all, but just kind of like two major franchises coming out around the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't love the animation style. That's why I haven't played it.
I think that's what also. I think that's also why I didn't play it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll play it at some, or I'll like watch a video that explains the story or some shit. I don't know. Game that you love that everybody hates. Not everybody hates this game, but this series. But I know that people get tired of it. But hey, man, I don't care, dog. Assassin's Creed, bro. I've been with these niggas since 2007, and keep cranking them out, bro. Oh, but Omari, the gameplay loop's the same. All you do is you hide and you stab people with your fucking wrist blade. You know what? Keep it coming because I like that shit. And it's got the history and the sweaty and the future past people. Man, I love it. I love the story. I've talked about the history of the story of Assassin's Creed, and most people know it by now, but just this idea of like there being a past civilization that was more advanced than our current civilization that like created humanity and all that. Man, this just my kind of sci-fi, bro. I love it. So keep them coming, and don't be afraid of the modern day story. The modern day story is good. Stop listening to these gaming nerds that think it's not. It's good. Keep doing it. More stories about fucking current day assassins, please.
Facts.
Game that I hate that everybody loves, Elden Ring. I will not be playing that game. I'm sorry.
No,
dog. What do you want me to fucking?
You don't want a character with the hair like Goku,
right? Hair like Cloud Strife. No, thank you.
You don't want a black character with emo hair
with a
like
perm, with a fucking conch like it's 1955. No, I don't. No, thank you.
With a perm.
And no, I'm just not into you know how we've talked about this to death. I'm not interested in the difficulty as a gaming mechanic style of games. It's just not for me. Best art style, Zelda Breath of the Wild, man. Just a beautiful, beautiful game. I like the serious looking Zeldas. Like, I'm sorry, I like the ones where Link. Oh my god, I can't believe I made that mistake. Where I like the games where Link looks like he's a threat and not like a little kind of chibi kid. And to me,
that's facts, bro. I'm sorry.
Like
Wind Waker just
and to me, like this is the perfect blend of like a cool and serious looking Zelda with a little bit of
with a little bit of that, with a little bit of that kind of fun kiddie stuff. But like, see, my favorite art for Zelda is Twilight Princess.
Yep.
Like that is probably the darkest.
He's kind of gothy looking. Yeah, he looks sweet.
I like that art, but you know.
I wasn't. I know everybody loves Wind Waker, but I wasn't into it. Shit was for kids.
Bro. I don't.
Favorite ending, Mass Effect 2, bro.
Hey,
man. I think I've talked about this before, but this is probably my favorite Mass Effect. The ending mission, yo, like you got to get all your guys.
You told me about this,
bro. You got to get all your guys, and you got to be smart, man. You have to you got to get a computer specialist who actually is, based on the canon of the game, skilled in the sciences. There's one part where you have to like open a heating grate, and you need a hacker to be able to do it. And you can pick like a Krogan who doesn't know shit about computers if you want, but y'all niggas will die. Like you will pass away, and like the game will punish you for making poor decisions. So like there are feasible endings where if you make all the wrong decisions, your entire crew will die, including Shepard. So like, and you can't, and it's like so fucked up that like when you start Mass Effect 3, like they straight up won't let you take.
You told me that.
Like, nah, bro, you fucked up. You got to start over. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the good news is though, if you make all the right decisions, and I played this game so many times by now that I've memorized who to send where, all your people will survive, and it's just nothing better than like. That last, when you fucking, classic super, or, action hero, you running down a hallway as it explodes, and then it explodes, but then you see him jump out at the last second, but you're not sure if he made it or not. And then all of a sudden you see him grab the ledge. It's like, fuck yeah, bro, we did it. Holy shit. Favorite boss fight. I forgot what I put for this. Let's see. Oh yeah, dog. My guy, Red.
The heavy hitter.
Man, I just loved it. Not that he was particularly difficult. I'm sure he was when I was like 9, but like as I replayed it, he wasn't that hard.
But it was just the whole concept.
Yeah,
of
man,
like,
the full circle of like, oh man, that was my guy from the last game. He really is the GOAT now, bro. Because it makes you feel like you fucking succeed.
You build him.
Because that's me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the man now.
You're battling yourself from the previous game.
Hell yeah, dog.
Amazing.
We didn't actually say what it was, but this is the boss battle at the end of Gen 2 Pokemon when you fight against Red, the original trainer from Pokemon Gen 1.
Fire.
Favorite childhood game, just the entire Pokemon series.
Yes.
I mean, we talk about Pokemon all the time here, so you know how we feel about that. Relaxing game. I talked about this game last week. Hi-Fi Rush. It's the the rhythm-based beat 'em up. I've never played a game quite like it before, but it's really, really cool.
You said my man's kind of told on himself about not having any rhythm.
Oh my god! Yeah, there was a guy. I was reading a Reddit post about this game, and some guy was like, "Man, this game is fucking impossible.
Game sucks, man.
It's bad. Like, there's no like for the quick time events. It's just no like. It's just totally random. There's no timing or nothing." And all the comments were just like, "Bro, so you just basically told us that you have no rhythm. Is that what you mean?" No.
No.
Nuh-uh.
Hilarious. Oh man. Nuh-uh, I watch Oprah. Jeez.
Stressful game.
Oh,
holy
geez.
shit, dog.
That's probably the easiest one because you got so many things to pick from.
Well, the one that I picked was Sifu.
No.
This game ended up being sweet.
Right.
And
they kind of force you to play in it
right,
how they want you to play it.
And so I was going to say I owe it an apology, but I actually, and maybe they've changed this since, but like when I was first playing this shit, they kind of mislead you, bro, because they spend a lot of time teaching you how to parry.
Yeah.
And they don't even mention that you can just block and deflect. They don't even mention that shit. But like the game doesn't want you to parry, because that's what was so frustrating about it. I'm like, bro, I'm doing a thing that you fucking told me how to do. And the game it doesn't want you to play it that way. The only way you can really successfily beat this game at a high level is if you learn how to deflect. And they barely mention that shit at all.
Dog.
And then once you do, it's like, oh, this shit is, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's like.
It just
changes everything, bro. It's like. Game. It's like, imagine like playing basketball, but you can only go right. And suddenly like, oh, I can go left too?
I can go left? Wait a minute.
Like, I'm still playing against pros here, but like I got more moves in my bag. All of a sudden.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Come on, man. So, and I remember beating this game and being mad, like it's like I just got into a real fight, and it's like, man, that's why I beat your ass. It wasn't even like a sense of triumph, like, yeah, I beat the game. It was like, man, say something else, nigga. Like, that's how I felt about beating this game.
Frustration.
Fucking goddamn it.
Oh
man, game will always come. This could have been the answer to either one of these. Either game you ever come back to, you always come back to, or guilty pleasure. But it's 2K, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I've been playing 2K since literally NBA 2K.
Dog, Allen Iverson on the cover.
Yeah, dog.
Everybody with the same shooting form.
Yep. Man, hold on. It's been 23 NBA games.
That's crazy.
How much money have I sent to these niggas? I done gave them, bro. I've given 2K about 1,500 of my doll hairs over the past 23 years. And you know what I'm gonna do come September 2023 when NBA 2K4 comes out?
Do it again.
I'm gonna hand them niggas $70 because I'm a piece of shit. I can't stop playing this shit, bro.
Oh gosh.
Keep coming back to it, man. So I'm just gonna turn into a child casino again, I'm sure, but you know,
whatever. A child casino. Hey, you want to get better?
Yeah, pay $50.
Money.
Money.
Damn. You want to be able to score?
You want to be able to play defense even a little bit?
Play the game.
You want to be able to make open layups?
Dog.
Money.
You want to be able to just play the game in general? Money.
Yeah, dog.
Dog, so funny.
Guilty pleasure, bro. Shout out to Dynasty Warriors, man. I fucking love this game, dog. It ain't nothing but just, hey, you want to fucking take a big ass sword and swing it at 1,000 peons and relieve some stress? Yeah, well, here's the game for you. Dynasty Warriors 1 through 9.
Hey.
All the same game, but who cares?
Who cares?
And when Dynasty Warriors 10 comes out, here's $59.99. Sign me up.
Dog, people always say like, oh, why you play sports games? It's just the same. Nah, this is the same game every single time,
bro.
dog.
You know what?
Hilarious.
I fuck with it. And then the last one, tons of hours played. It can only be one answer. Actually, could be two answers, but the one answer is Pokemon.
What would your other one be?
Probably Smash.
Oh, duh. Yeah, Smash.
Smash. Either Pokemon, Smash, or like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I used to play that shit for fucking like days at a time, dog. Shout out to my homie, me and my homie David Reeder. Spent the night over at his house when we were in high school. We literally started playing that game at like 9 o'clock. And we played like probably 300 matches and stopped.
Gosh.
We finally stopped playing at like 6 in the morning. We played that shit for like almost 12 straight hours, bro. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness, man. Hilarious. Boom. Boom shakalaka.
All right.
All right, man. Let's go.
Favorite game of all time.
Favorite game of all time. Ha! You guys know what it is. Look, man, I've played some games I have really loved. But it's Ghost of Tsushima, man.
Yep.
I mean, what do you mean? What you mean? It's an open world samurai game that was influenced by Akira Kurosawa movies. Like,
it's incredible.
Come on, man. It's amazing.
Game completely lived up to the hype.
It lived
maybe even exceeded it.
Yeah, it maybe exceeded the hype. Like, the soundtrack's amazing. Some of the best game combat of all time.
Best sword gameplay ever. Period.
And responsive too, like you know, sometimes you do the right stuff in games and then they don't do it or something. Like this game was mad responsive too. Like the parrying system was amazing.
So good, man.
The switching the sword styles, like just amazing game. And then you know, I was saying last time, I don't think I've ever played a game. I don't think I've ever bonded with friends more over a video game before in my life. Like I've never been like a hop on the game and play online with people type of person, because I don't really play those kinds of games. I don't play Halo. I never played Gears of War. Like I don't play Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So I don't really play those games. So this was really my first experience, and I've been a gamer, you know, since I was a kid. Right. But this is my first experience with like putting the headset on and like sitting in the gaming chair and like playing the game till 5 a.m. with your friends, you know. So shout out to you and Edmund and Josh, man.
My guys.
We had such a fun dog. I was literally falling asleep on the game sometimes, bruh. Hilarious,
man. Some of that's like those gameplay sessions were probably some of the hardest that I laughed like as an adult, like since I was a kid, bro.
Facts.
Whether it be
Nav, me and you gonna go, all right? Nav,
hey, right, bro. Or whether it's people falling off of cliffs or getting getting destroyed by the niggas, the big dudes with the fucking with the hammer. When the crows come out, dog. Oh my god,
the crows were insane.
Dog. If you didn't have a hunter that could spot the crow,
dog. But I love it because like the way that we figured this stuff out.
Yeah,
I would go play with other people and they wouldn't know what to do, and I would be
frustrated.
I would be having to teach them how to play the game and do the raids and stuff, and they would just be like they would be like mad humble about it. Yeah, they'd be like, oh man, like that's really smart. I'd be like, dog, I didn't put a lot of hours into these raids.
We had Edmund on the healing. There would be times where I would have we like plan out sacrifices. Edmund, I'm probably about to die, but like I have to do this or else we're not gonna win. So just get your fucking your revival ready because I'm finna be a corpse in a second.
Oh my goodness! And then like it was just so fun. And then Hero would be like I remember when you were the samurai, like we had you. we had you holding down the fort,
All right,
for so long sometimes, like
yo, is
like
anybody gonna fucking come help me, bro?
like that one mission where we had to like carry the things,
Oh
and we're
my
like,
God.
no, you just gotta fight, and we'll try to carry these things.
He's gonna stay there and scrap, dog. I
Oh, my
eventually
goodness.
switched to the hunter.
Yes,
Which helped.
that helped us big time.
Because without the hunter, if you have one of those crow demons, you're fucked. Like
Dog.
you cannot win unless
man.
you have. Because the hunter can not only can they attack from a distance, you can also like you can mark enemies.
So good times, man.
Man,
Ghost
shout
of
out to that,
Tsushima, love that game.
Come on with the sequel, bro, so we can do it again.
and
dog.
the movie.
Let's go. Come on.
Loved it. All right, man. Favorite series. Also, man, just one more thing about Ghost of Tsushima. I like the costumes, man. Like,
Yes.
I love
So far.
all the costumes, the hats, the masks, like just all the looks in that game. Amazing as well. Favorite series. Come on, man. You guys know it's Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since I was, since I was in 4th grade, since it first came out.
Yep.
So that's, you already know how we feel about Pokemon. It's my favorite series. Been with me my whole life. Best soundtrack. Oh, this is hard, but I went with a fighting game as well, man. Street Fighter Third Strike. Let's go, man.
Yep.
Man, I remember just putting this game in on the Dreamcast and hearing hip hop music. And I was just like, what are we doing here, dog? Yeah.
I thought I had it.
Fire. Let's get it on now. Select and make your next pick. Let's get it on now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Dog.
Ah, damn it! I don't have it.
So good.
I thought I had it, but I don't. But y'all know how it goes.
Dog. Fire. The character select, best song ever. The stage music is fire. The song that plays when you first put the game in, just amazing. And then it just fits. This game is just hip hop.
You know what it reminds me of, dog? It reminds the soundtrack, the look of it. It reminds me of like when you were like 10, 11, not quite. You weren't quite like a teenager, but you kind of started to get your glimpse into like what the 90s teenagers were into.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah.
And this game reminded me of like that vibe.
Yep. Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Absolutely, man. That game was so dope. All right, shout out to Third Strike. Favorite game soundtrack. Favorite protagonists. I like a lot of game characters, man. Like I wanted to show some diversity on here. You guys know I love Ghost of Tsushima, Jin. I love, like there's so many game characters I love, man. Like Ori and Jin and, Raiden from the Metal Gear games. But I had to go with Zero, man.
Yes.
From the Mega Man Zero games. First of all, I love his new look. When they changed the design, it was amazing. But like next to Pokemon, these Mega Man Zero games were probably, like I said before, I told you, like the most important system in my gaming like journey is Game Boy Advance. Like, and that's an easy answer for me. Like it would be between that and Dreamcast. Yeah. Dreamcast is my favorite, but Game Boy Advance is when I was like really playing some difficult games and like really grinding and playing those games until I beat them. And I played all the Mega Man Zero games, and I love this character. Like these games are dope. His whole story is kind of like, for those to be like kid games, like his story is kind of dark and it's a little complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he just a dope character design. And like I said, his story's fire, and I spent a lot of time playing these games, man, when I was growing up. So shout out to Zero, my favorite protagonist ever. Yep. Favorite video game character, Zero, from the Mega Man games. Boom. Moving on. Favorite villain. I'm going with Darth Nihilus from Knights of the Old Republic, dog. Let's go. Just, one of the coolest looking Sith ever. Just one of the coolest Star Wars characters. Man, those Knights of the Old Republic games, man, amazing. And just like his look, his whole story, man, like how his like life force was kind of infused into the mask, and everything.
Like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah,
almost.
man. Like just a really dope character design. Also, my runner-up for this would have been Darth Malak because just that story, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you're thinking that that he killed this it was him, it was two, it was Malak and it was Darth Revan, and then you know what I'm saying? Like you play the game out thinking that this guy killed Darth Revan, so he must be like so strong, and you're about to go and then you realize that you yourself
what a crazy
are
twist.
Darth Revan, bro. One of the craziest twists ever in a game.
Also, Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy. I know y'all listen to this podcast. if you don't pick or cast Keanu Reeves to play Darth Revan, we're gonna have an issue. Yeah, I'm gonna shit. No, I'm gonna shit your pants. I don't know. Whatever.
Hilarious. Oh man, best story. Hey man, look.
Let's go. Ooh, with the pump
Metal
fake.
Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, man.
Yeah.
This game really just blew my mind when I was a kid. So I still remember the name of the kid who let me borrow this game in middle school. Joey Morgan. I don't know what you're doing, but I hope you are well. Thank you for changing my life and letting me play this game. Dog. So I didn't play Metal Gear Solid, the first one. So this game, I had a different experience with this game. So if you guys know, a lot of people didn't like this game when it first came out because it's a huge pump fake.
Man.
It
made even worse because the demo only lets you play the tanker section, which is the only time you get to play a Snake.
With Snake. And so Snake dies at the beginning. Snake dies at the beginning of this game. And you actually play this game as Raiden, who is my favorite character in the Metal Gear series.
And everybody hated him at first, too.
But he was my favorite character because this was my first experience with Metal Gear. So I'm like, oh, man, that guy died. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a big deal to me because I didn't even know who Snake was. So, dog, this game's story, the twists, man, like just learning Raiden's story and his relationship with Solidus Snake and
how like the whole how the fucking AI started tripping out at the end.
So bro, this game literally predicted the future of like suppressive world of technology, dog. Bro, there's so many plot twists in this game.
Also, shout out to because of the backlash, a lot of people did not like Raiden. They like really had one of the greatest glow ups ever for that character. Like, the version of him that exists now is one of the most badass characters.
One of the sweetest characters ever. And I love him in this game too. Like and the Cyber Ninja in this game, like this game is so good. It's got some of the plot twists are crazy. Learning all the stuff about Raiden and his past and how Solidus is basically his father, and like him being in the little child army, and you know what I'm saying, and his girlfriend, and then. Dog, this game's amazing.
His girlfriend was a plant the whole time.
And then like you learn that the whole this whole thing that it was like that tanker thing was like a cover up for them building more Metal Gears, dog. This game is so good.
And then you have a straight up like Metal Gear fight at the end.
Yes, and then I love when he gets the sword and when the Snake gives him the sword. Here, blades were never my thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? Dog,
blades were never my thing anyway.
Blades were never my thing anyway.
Right? This is Snake.
Dog, this game's fire. So many plot twists. Definitely the best story to me and my favorite video game story ever. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. I love Raiden, man. Let's go. Game I have not played, but want to. I went with Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
It looks sweet.
Looks amazing, but I do know that it's the stuff we don't like.
Yep. I hear it's not as hard as those other ones, though.
Are you running right now? It's gonna cost you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, did you just dodge? That's gonna cost you.
Right.
Did you just attack? That's gonna cost you.
Yeah, that's whack.
I don't know if I like that, but maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see. Game you love that everyone hates. I went with the Pokemon XY, man. The Pokemon community does not like this game. I think it's a couple of things, but I think people don't like this region very much. And it's not.
Is this when they shortened the Pokédex like significantly? Is that when that happened?
Ooh, no. Well, I think they already did it before this game. I think they do that, and because I always forget which one it is, but there's a game where it's like exclusively only that region's Pokemon. I want to say it's Diamond and Pearl, but I'm not.
I think so. I think that's the one.
Sure.
It's either Diamond and Pearl or Black and White.
Black and White, yeah.
Yeah.
But like this region was like European. It was kind of like France, and just the Pokemon regions are better when it's like when you're out in nature, and it's like
not a city.
Japan, yeah. But I mean, hey man, Greninja. What else? What else
right,
you want?
Man.
Greninja, the introduction of fairy types. This game. Oh, did they introduce Steel in this generation too?
No, because what's the name was Steel, and I think Gen wasn't Steelix Steel in Gen 2?
I don't think Steelix was around yet.
He was introduced in Gen 2 because I remember he was one of the fake Pokemon that we discovered.
Was he Steel though? He might.
I don't know if he was Steel or not, but I know he was.
Yeah, I remember because now I remember.
Because you remember we used to call him
the rumor.
We used to call him Demonix because we didn't fucking know shit.
Peekaboo,
dog. We didn't know what the fuck we were talking about, dog.
But this game, it brung some very important features into Pokemon, and I like it, man, and I love Greninja, so I went with that. Game you hate that everyone loves: American War Propaganda, dog.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I just never cared. Don't care.
Bro, if you're a game, I'm sorry. This is. I'm very much anti-elitist, but this is the most elitist thing I'll ever say. If you're, I guess that's not true. I'm an elitist when it comes to basketball as well. But if you are a person who says that you're a gamer but you only play Call of Duty or Madden or 2K and that's it, you're not a real gamer to me.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
bro. Yeah, man.
That's not enough.
Broaden your horizons. Best art style. Gotta go with Ori and the Will of the Wisp,
yes,
man. Most beautiful looking game I've ever played. One of my favorite games of all time. Just beautiful, man. This art style, I told you, it literally reminds me of like a Studio Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I love.
Bro, I think
games.
I might have told you this before, but if this game kind of it has a similar vibe to Kenya Bridge of Spirits.
I need to play that game. I remember I really wanted to play
it. Fire. It's sneaky hard though, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Sneaky, like kind of quick.
That's on my list.
It's a counter button, but you got to like really be paying attention.
Right. That game's on my list. I'm gonna play it soon. Favorite ending. I went back to my favorite game of all time. I went Ghost of Tsushima, man. Just the whole plot twist with Lord Shimura and him kind of being willing to kill his own nephew, even though you saved the entire island, because he wants to, he's just all the political stuff, man. Wants to do right by the shogun and everything. And then you having the choice, bro. I love games like that. The choice to kill him or spare him, amazing. Kind of gives you a reason to play through more than once.
Yep,
awesome.
I certainly did. That's
Favorite
exactly why I put.
Dog, I told you this.
Yeah.
So I played the game once, right? Obviously, favorite game of all time. Play the game through again. New Game Plus that added so much to it, but played it again.
I played it all the way through again before
I
they
did
even
too.
added New Game
I played
Plus.
it, so that's why I beat the game like 4 times.
Yeah,
I
same.
played it once. And the reason I played it again, one, I wanted to see the next ending, but I also wanted the other. Remember, you got the ghost armor, you got the white one.
Yeah,
if you beat it, if you made the other decision, because you
like
get the red one. If you saw it, the first time I played, I killed him. The first time I played it, no,
you get the red one if you kill him.
If you kill him,
if you get the white one, if you spare him. Yeah.
So the first time I played it, I killed him, because he wanted me to, you know what I'm saying? So, and I wanted to, and I
sorry, that's right. If you do what he wants you to do, you'll get the white one. But if you go against it, because he wants you to kill him. He does not want you to spare him,
so he can die. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, you're right. So I didn't kill him the first time, because if you don't kill him, now he's got to live with the shame, and he has to deal.
Falls out of favor with the Shogun.
He falls out of favor with the Shogun. He's got to live with the shame of like trying to kill his nephew.
Yep.
So I did that. I spared him the first time I got the red armor.
Yep.
Played it the second time. Dog, did it again. I was like, you know what? I really like this decision of sparing him.
Right.
Did the same. So I didn't even get the white one until I beat it the third time. Yeah. Stupid.
And then if you platinum it, you get the rainbow joint.
Yes, sir. You already know. This was my first platinum, I think.
Yep.
I think it was, yeah. Love this game so much. All right, let's go. Favorite boss fight. We're going back to Metal Gear Solid 2. Going back to Sons of Liberty, man. The final battle, Raiden with the sword against his father figure, Solidus. Slash Dr. Octopus. Dog. I used to call him Deathstroke. He looks like Deathstroke.
He does. Yeah,
Dog,
he looks like old Deathstroke.
He looks like old Deathstroke. Dog, so good. This fight is awesome. This game is amazing. The story is amazing. Everything that comes together at the end, amazing. Dog. Man.
The graphics couldn't really demonstrate this at the time, but in canon, in like the story, he's supposed to look like the spitting image of Big Boss,
right?
Of like old Big Boss,
yeah.
Because he's one of the Les Enfants Terribles or whatever.
Yep. Amazing, loved it. Let's go. What do we got next? Childhood game. Obviously, one of these was going to be a Pokemon game. I went Pokemon Emerald. As you guys, listen to an episode of the SwordCast where we talk about this game.
Anyone.
This is the game where I got good at Pokemon and started understanding all the types and the natures and
Battle Tower.
Battle Tower, the most humbling video game experience ever.
Yep. I think a lot of niggas either decided to have a different relationship with Pokemon after that, or they stopped playing. Like one or the other.
Because you went there and got smacked, and your Pokemon were level 100, and you were getting outsped all the time.
Because what they do is they make you go back to level 50.
Facts.
And so you had to if you didn't
EV train, trash.
What's that? I had no idea. I was fucking 13 or whatever. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
So Pokemon Emerald, love it. Relaxing game. I went with the Ori and the Blind Forest, which is the first Ori game. Such a beautiful, relaxing game. Ori and the Will of the Wisp is more action based. He's got a plethora of weapons, and there's a lot more combat, and it's a lot more. He's a warrior straight up in the second game. The first game, he's kind of like I told you that even like when you're like running, when there's like the chase parts of the game, when you got to run from these like big giant creatures. Yeah. Like in the first game, the music is like frantic-y and it's like kind of scary and like you're trying to just get away. The second game, the music's kind of triumphant. Like he's, you know what I'm saying? Like it changes because of how his character is in the second one. Stressful game. Oh man, I could have picked so many. I thought about doing Dragon Ball Fighters for this because of the horrible experience I had playing that game online. Jesus. Oh my god. Never have I gotten I thought I was good at that game. I've never gotten washed more than I did when I played Dragon Ball Fighters online. Yeah, crazy. But stressful game, I went with Hollow Knight, man. Yep. I love this game, but just dog, you want to talk about a game where if you die, you are starting way back, dog. It's so frustrating. This game's very hard. Game you always come back to. I really just wanted to try to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on here, so that's what I did. I play this game still now to this day, all the time. Love it. Still played on Dreamcast. Favorite pure fighting game of all time. I love Smash, and I do consider Smash a fighting game, but in terms of like pure fighter,
sure, yeah,
traditional fighting game, it's definitely this. So shout out to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Sure. Guilty pleasure, kind of the same thing. Wanting to get smashed on here. The reason I say it's a guilty pleasure is because Melee is definitely the most chaotic, broken Smash game of all time.
Hell yeah.
And it's my favorite one. So I said it's a guilty pleasure. And then tons of hours played. Obviously, Pokemon. Come on now.
Boom.
Out here EV training all the time. Takes forever. Boom.
Forever.
Copy. Get this template. Post yours.
Yep.
Post it in the Discord. We are interested in your video game journey. Hey, man. We got this tournament going on.
Yeah, let's update it right quick.
Let's update the tournament. We got the Sweet 16 is over, and we are now entering the Elite 8. Hey, man, biggest upset, dog.
There was a couple upsets. Which one did you think was the biggest one?
The big dog. We got a 1 seed go down. Jason Bourne got demolished by James Bond.
But it was a 2 seed versus a 1. I wouldn't say that's the biggest.
He's the only one that didn't make it to the.
That is true.
He's the only 1 seed that didn't make it to the Elite 8.
He got put in his place by the wily veteran, man.
He got put in his place by the wily veteran. Sarah Connor pulled out the blickety on Maximus. 5 seed over the 3.
Let's run through them real quick. So we got in the West bracket, we got John Wick beating the brakes off.
Oh no, there was a bigger upset.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So then we have in that bracket also we have Isaiah Bone, bro, making a run.
He's making a run. There's another black character that's making a run too.
Yes. So speaking of the biggest upset, in my opinion,
biggest upsets ever.
Bro, John Rambo goes down to Simon Phoenix, dog.
Y'all love this guy.
Let's go. And
Simon Phoenix is making some noise.
He is. So we got, oh no, not yet, but so then we've got Beatrix Kiddo who slices Leonidas into a ham sandwich.
300 pieces of ground turkey.
Right. Then we got Ellen Ripley.
Match of the week.
Yeah, that was a close match, bro.
It was a banger.
Ellen Ripley versus
eliminates Chief Inspector Lee, dog.
And man, Ellen Ripley is a number 1 seed, but I think she might be maybe the underdog against Sarah Connor.
Facts.
After she beat the shit out of Maximus. Blew a hole in that nigga. And then we had a really nice matchup here, Naniska versus
she's been dominating too. She has not had a close match yet.
She destroyed
the woman
them.
Kang.
And then so maybe the match of the tournament, an unexpected blowout. The old man himself,
Y'all
007,
tripping.
James Bond destroys Jason Bourne.
I went with Jason Bourne. Y'all tripping.
I fuck with James Bond, bro. I'm sorry, dog. I just don't like Matt Damon.
I know, dog. You're a hater. I love Jason Bourne.
If he was played by anybody else, I would be a bigger fan.
Whatever, man. You guys are tripping.
So some interesting matchups, man. We got the Woman King versus James Bond. We got Sarah Connor versus Ellen Ripley. That's gonna be the main event right there.
That's the main event.
Hell yeah.
That's fire.
Then we got John Wick versus Isaiah Bone. He might be in trouble, dog. And
the
then we
Elite
have
8.
Beatrix. Dog, all of these are good.
These matches are fire.
Beatrix Kiddo versus Simon Phoenix. Some nice matches.
The Elite 8. Let's go, man.
Yes,
fire. This is fun. I can't wait till we do. Dog, we got to do a video game one. We got to do a sci-fi one. We got to do a martial arts one.
This might be our thing for a while,
this
man.
This might be our thing for a little bit. Fun. Boom. Thank y'all for listening. Episode 153. Peace.